opportunity to talk to two really important people who are in Florida right now. So I thought, I might as well share this, and don't worry, I'll try to keep this really short for you. So joining us now is actually Lindsay, who's judging everything that I'm saying and everything that she's hearing. So yeah, let's give her a little bit of a shout out, Lindsay. So Day 3. Now, day 3 was all about photo shoots. In fact, today is the day where your advocacies and your strong social work will actually not matter. Today is all about being physically glamorous, beautiful, and yeah, super duper photogenic or even telegenic, because we had a lot of video footages today. We had a lot of images to process today. So early in the day, it started out really promising for the Filipino pageant fans when a lot of people were down yesterday because we didn't get to see a lot of Rabiya. Well, for those of us who haven't been sleeping, I guess that was our shot of espresso when we started seeing Rabiya in the makeup chair being all glammed up for the Muba Cosmetics shoot. Now, she was in red, and a lot of people were like really happy to see her. She had this really smoky eye thing going on, and then she also had some footages meeting up with Miss Romania. So a lot of people were really happy about that, especially when front runners get to also see other front runners. So that was already a check in Rabiya's book. However, for today, it was a little sporadic on Rabiya's side because there would be hours between the long hours in the wee morning here in the Philippines, wherein she would make an appearance and then she would disappear for a little bit, and then materials would start coming in. So in that time frame when we didn't get to see a lot of Rabiya, we got to see what was happening in Florida in this time. So the Hardrock Hotel that Miss Universe is being staged is actually a sprawling property. So this is a good venue whenever you would have like multiple photo shoots and thinking about the safety of the girls, because they don't have to go out, they don't have to go sightseeing anymore. They could just stay in different areas of the hotel. So the pool area was really, really busy today. They photographed a number of girls at the pool area wearing the Ema Savahl swimsuits. And we got a glimpse of the swimsuit as well. Now, a lot of people are asking me, Tita, how do you feel about the swimsuits? To be honest, and then ultra fierce, I think we just need a couple more days to really take that in. But overall, now that I'm past all that sexiness factor, I feel like it was a really good decision because it was actually Miss South Africa who shone the brightest today. She was in several changes, but the most striking was that yellow swimsuit that she modeled. There were so many footages of her in that yellow swimsuit. There were also other girls who did a swimsuit shoot. So we saw footages of Miss Brazil. We also had footages of Miss Mexico. There were also footages of Miss Curacao. And within those footages, it was actually quite nice for us to start picking out the suits that we wanted. But apparently, the swimsuit that they will be wearing was the one that was modeled by Miss Argentina. So if you look at it, it is a little skimpy, but I will say the designers of this swimsuit actually have a couture line. So whatever it is, whatever fabric that's left there, that's engineered to perfection. Now, one of the standouts today was actually Peru's Janik Maceta. Now, Janik has been having really good days at Miss Universe, but this is worth mentioning because Janik was one of the ladies who was disrespected at the actual venue. Now, of course, we all know that Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, a lot of the communities in the area have Latin roots. So we don't know whether they're from Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic or Mexico, but they speak the same language. And apparently when Miss Peru was walking in that hallway that we get to see all the time, there were a number of guests out there who were shouting things in Spanish directed at Janik, and they were saying something like wake up, because it meant that she was sort of sleepy, that she wasn't fighting in the competition. So I don't know whether this was to motivate her or to really bring her down. But Janik, of course, was just really very classy. She just flashed her beautiful eyes. But the thing is, this is a whole new level of disrespect coming from the fans, and this is something that is prevalent in the beauty pageant community right now. Whenever we feel like we have a voice and we feel like we have the protection of being anonymous, we get to be extra nasty. But this one is a little different because these are actual people who are shouting at the girl who's competing at Miss Universe. So I don't know how that's gonna play out, or how the management will try to even rectify the crowd situation. But hopefully Janik is okay, and even more so getting a lot of these attention, because yeah, she seemed unbothered. So moving on to my conversation with John Kihano. Now, I just want to thank him publicly for giving us the opportunity to be closer to the girl. So I did ask him a few things, because a lot of people were now, by this time, really worried why we didn't have a lot of materials from Rabiya. And he did mention that they followed Rabiya right after her shoot, and then she disappeared for hours. It was probably like around 6 hours that, you know, they didn't get to hear or see from her. And she went into an area where there was only one entrance and one exit. So they knew that she was there shooting the whole time. So if you guys are worried, it is because our girl had to have multiple shoots. So there were a number of commenters who sent in questions. They were asking for some of the girls, and then one of the observations, of course, was that Rabiya is a lot taller in person, and that you guys don't have to worry, because in terms of height, Rabiya is pretty average. She's not sticking out as like a sore thumb. In fact, Jan mentioned that South Africa is a lot shorter than Rabiya, if you come to think about it. And this was actually an observation that was strengthened by the two Latin vloggers who was recorded talking about Rabiya, and how surprised they were that Rabiya was just taller in person and looked pretty. Now, one of the observations that is just music to my ears is that whenever they would see Rabiya, they would be so focused on her. Like, I know the Philippine sash is really doing wonders, but more than anything else, I think everyone thought Rabiya would fail this time, that the Philippines would fail in sending someone so obscure this time. But a lot of them were like really surprised, because she came off genuinely warm, genuinely involved, genuinely attentive. And a lot of people who were there covering the event are now saying that she is facially competitive, her body is competitive, her height is competitive, and she has the personality that could really, you know, get you drawn to her. So these are really good things coming from the most difficult critics of beauty pageantry. So if she is a check in their book there, then we did a great job in sending the best representative from the Philippines this time. Around 2 in the afternoon here in Manila, they released that video wherein everyone was just so upset about her makeup, because everyone felt that her makeup was too dark and that she was being sabotaged. Of course, this is just dramatics of the Filipinos, but I did assure you know, like a number of you guys, that you just have to trust the makeup. It may look like a raccoon now, but because the, you know, the images are moving, it's for a video, the lighting will be different, and the registration would be different. And this is exactly what happened when Rabiya's makeup artist released the video of how beautiful she was in red, how powerful she was in red, and how she was able to really establish that she's one of the heavy favorites for this edition. So, by the way, guys, I have a little bit of an update for you. I just got a reply from Rabiya. She, again, is aware of your issues about her not having the time to take her OOTDs. She did mention she will do better, and at least try to find time to take a few photos and maybe a few videos for you. I know a lot of you are really concerned that some of the contestants, you know, that they don't get to mingle with each other, or that Rabiya seemed distant, or that some other candidates seem distant. Now, the reason for this is because they have what Rabiya calls a bubble arrangement, meaning to say there are only a few girls who get to see each other, while the others get to be assigned in different photo shoots or in different areas of the hotel. So some of them, they haven't even met each other face to face. face. That's why if you have videos of Rabiya saying hi to some of the candidates, it just means that this was actually their first time to get to see each other and get to bump into each other. So we don't have an arrangement yet wherein all the girls are in one area at one time. So that's one of the reasons. Now let me just also clarify that photo shoot that took around 6 hours. She cleared it up that she was given a dress, she wasn't given a swimsuit. Now you don't have to again feel bad about this because some of the other girls sported swimsuits, some of the other girls sported cocktail dresses while the others were in longer dresses, because the shoot primarily is for the collection of Ema Savahl. So it isn't for Miss Universe, but they will be using the materials for Ema Savahl. I don't know if it's for her portfolio or if it's for her website. So thank you so much, guys, and I suppose I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!